So hey guys, what's up and welcome back again to the channel. And today's topic, like you already know, is not a topic that we're all familiar with. The social media this week has been buzzing, and everybody, everywhere you go, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, in TikTok, all of them, all the social media platforms are just giving us the highlights. This story is on in our faces. I'm talking about no other but the senator and Regina Daniels embattled and estranged, marriage. It is just such a pity. This video will not be too long, so welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, and let's enjoy the ride together. So I'm talking about this whole issue with the senator behaving in such a callous way, behaving in such a way that he has been demonized to the point that he is accountable, he is responsible, he does not owe anybody any explanation, he owes nobody accountability, he owes nobody explanation. So I was trying to talk about this whole matter, and I felt like, okay, let me just let this matter rest, let me just not capitalize on somebody's trial moment to just ride on the whole trend that is her trial, her marriage problems. But then again, if we don't talk about it in a way that we learn from it, in a way that one or two lessons, are highlighted from it, then how do people learn? How do we learn, so that we avoid such reoccurrences in future? Now, you know what people say that rules are only made for the poor people. Like rules and regulations are only made or only developed or formed for the masses, for those people that don't have connections, for those people that don't have a say. Yes, many people would want to run with that saying, but I tell you, there is a time that will come in your life when you will be caught up in a mess that, I don't know, you would not be able to explain your way, you would not be able to shout your way out of it. I remember in 2020 when we were talking and working against police brutality, especially the SARS movement, when they had brutalized, when they were going off road, in their arrests, in their killings, in the way they dehumanized people, and especially like the boys, young boys doing well. If they see you with dreads, they term you a Yahoo boy. If they see you driving a Benz, they term you a ritualist. A lot was just going on in a lot of undocumented arrests. They just make arrests inappropriately, they go double cross you, more like a kidnapping style. They do anything, they use unmarked vehicles, they go on mufti, behaving and just like they were not accountable to anybody. So that was what spiraled the NSAS movement, because a lot of people had fallen victims. Like, you didn't need to look too far before you found a victim of the NSAS or police brutality in Nigeria. So I remember that time we were all marching, we were all out, doing our own bit to curb this whole menace, this whole thing, because at that point it had snowballed. But if we knew what we know now, if we knew that a time would come when even the high and mighty would cry for help, and that same thing that they demonized, that same thing that they did not lend a voice to, would come around and bite them in the face, nobody would believe. We only thought, they all would think that, oh, it's just for the masses. I remember, this is not to apportion blames to anybody, but I remember clearly that this girl, Regina Daniels, even though she was a child that time, she just turned 24 now. So in 2020 she was just 19. She just had turned 19. Even though she did not, was her the part of your brain responsible for making those kind of decisions were not really developed when she got married to this politician. But from her own little way, she had the platform. A lot of people, a lot of youths, would have it would have meant a lot that to them, to us, that somebody of her caliber, you're just not a public figure, you're just not a well-respected, loved actress. You're now married to a politician who is a multi-billionaire. So lending your voice to that cause at that time would have been greatly, greatly appreciated, which will in turn, make other people that are still trying to decide whether they should talk about it or not, because of their reputation and whatever they stand to gain or lose if they lend the voice to that movement. Her voice alone would have made other people make up their mind and know that yes, this is a good cause. But no, she did not do any of that, to the point that she was dragged. Like, social media came for her. Because okay, she did not only not keep quiet about the whole movement, she made one or two derogatory remarks in a way to, laugh at, mock what our plight was, real people's pain, real people's plight. Many people were unalived. Many people were unalived. Many people from that movement, from that protest, are still languishing in prison till now. Yes, they are still languishing in prison till now with no hope. So you just trivialize this and that one passed. Who would have thought, who would have imagined that a whole Regina Daniels would be in a situation whereby she's crying for the same police, SARS. It was SARS that came to pick up her brother. It was SARS, this same SARS that she refused to lend a voice to. They were the ones that were sent all the way from wherever to come pick up her brother. And this whole treatment, this whole oppression, brutalization has continued from that singular act. But who knows, if she learned her voice, who knows what difference it would have made? Who knows what difference her voice or a simple hashtag would have made for that movement? But no, you feel like, oh, all these things cannot happen to me. I cannot be a victim of kidnapping. I cannot be a victim of ritual killings. I cannot be a victim of road accident because I don't travel by road. Do you know when you will be affected by any of this? Do you know when bad governance, do you know how you'll be affected? Many people from this food scarcity in the north, because majority of the sole reason why food stuff became very expensive and almost unaffordable to a lot of people is because of the killings in the state, that Benue State, the food basket of the nation. That is where most of our crops, most of our yams, most of our grains came from. But because of these things, farmers will invade like their farmlands, take over their farmlands, kill them there, rape them there in the farms. They all deserted, they all run away. They all abandoned farming and run away. So what is the ripple effect? Because your sister has not been in that situation, because no member of your family is from Benue State, because no member of your family is a farmer, then you feel like the ripple effect is not being felt by us. Yes, we are all paying for it one way or the other. It is all our fight. It is all our fight. So in whatever capacity you are at, lend a voice. It is better you speak up. Even no matter how little your impact is, it is better you make that impact within your circle, even if it is 10 people, that's your shout, that's your voice, that's your hashtag can affect their lives, can change, can make them have a change of mindset. If it is 10 people, do you know who 10 people can reach out to? Do you know the effect? It's a ripple effect. On 10 people can reach out and have an effect on 10 more people. Those other 10 more people have an effect. It just continues like that. So I'm using this opportunity to sound it as a note of attention. Let us pay attention to our societal problems that we are facing as a society. It is not a one man's problem. The fact that you've not been a victim to these harsh laws, oh, let them sell petrol at 1,005, we will buy, we'll have the money. Do you know how it will affect you? If you're an employer of labor, maybe you have money, you're so wealthy, how many of your staff can afford to live life the way you live life? And you feel it will not affect your business. If it affects your business, don't you think it will affect you? If all your staff have maybe been robbed on their way to work, or they suddenly are not putting in their best, at work, they are not putting in their best effort, their best of the best of themselves to your work, do you know the implication it will have on your business? So all these things affect us in one way or the other. Look at our hospitals. Look at our hospitals. You may say, oh, I have the means to go to the best hospitals in Lagos. Therefore, any strike that the doctors are having will not affect me. Any strike, any lack of equipment or whatever that the government hospitals are facing will not affect me. It will not affect my family members because we are not their clients. We don't receive treatment from such facilities. But you do not know when that your doctor, that's your surgeon in a private facility will be affected by the bad governance, the bad choices that our leaders have made. That you don't know when it would, all these things affect. If your surgeon is wealthy, the person doing your lab, running your tests, giving you your results, your diagnosis that the doctors have to work with, do you know what struggles he's going through in life? Do you know what corners he has had to cut, just to show up, maybe to pay fees, to pay his children's fees, to meet up, to provide for the family? You don't know what corners he has tried to cut, he has tried to bend, just to continuously show up. All these things are things that will affect you in one way or the other, but we have refused to talk about the elephant in the room because we are not directly affected. Darling, I am telling you that a problem for one is it is a national problem. It is a problem for every single one of us. Look at Regina. Just look at what she has to go through. They have remanded him, and they are going to remand him in prison till, according to what they are saying, till the 29th of November. So just assume she learned her voice. Assume she didn't make a caricature, make mockery of our plight at that time. That is just how it goes. 6 years ago was the case of this senator representing Adamawa Central, Adamawa State, Senator Elisha Abo. He was recorded. This is not hearsay. This is not even a case of allegedly. He was seen on camera at a sex toy store, physically assaulting the attendant of that store. He beat her, a defenseless young girl. He assaulted her physically to the point that his aides had to physically restrain him, because initially they just let him do his thing. But at some point, even they themselves were uncomfortable by what they were seeing. And they had to tell him, Oga, it's okay, Oga. Even the person that was telling him is okay, he faced that one. What did he go with? Even though we saw it, there was this kind of situation. It's just like you catch somebody in the act, committing a crime. There's no need to ask, did you do it? But because we are trying to practice democracy, we are trying to practice fair hearing, give this person, the defendant, an opportunity to plead their case. They asked him guilty or not guilty, and he pleaded not guilty to an offense that we all saw. He was only held in cell for just a little under 1 day. He didn't spend one full day. He did not spend 24 hours being held. That is because nobody held him accountable that time. Nobody held him accountable for his actions that time. And let me tell you, our senators, our government officials, politicians, they are not immune. There is nowhere under the constitution that makes them immune to any of such punishments. Assault is assault. Physical assault is physical assault. If they have committed rape, they have committed rape. The penalty for a layman is the same penalty for them public servants. It should be even double or triple what they have to go through. But no, nobody is holding them responsible. He was let out with a slap on his wrist. Nothing. Even while he was in court, he was just sitting down very casually, like somebody that came to listen to other people's court here, to other people's, court, a guest in other people's court appearances. He was just sitting down very casually. He was just there with a smirk on his face even. I remember the Director General of NAPTIP that time, 6 years ago, Mrs. Julie. She said, and this girl, she was livid. She was physically livid when she was talking about this thing. In her capacity as a public officer, she spoke up. She talked. She was like, and this girl just sat down there, folded her hands, and watched the man do no defenses. She put up no fights. That means if that man had like something that would cause more grievous bodily harm to her, he would have just used it to assault her, and she would not put up a fight. Why? Because she knows what she stands to lose if she tries to put up any form of restraint, any form of force, any form of defense. He was asked to pay in compensation, in damages, to this lady that he assaulted. He was asked to pay 50 million. She. He did not pay. One naira from the 50 million he did not pay. He was let to go. He was allowed to go. His bail conditions were met overnight and he was granted bail. 5 million naira bail. What is 5 million naira? The thing is that this punishment does not even equate. It does not even equate the crime. A whole sitting senator, you're fining him 5 million naira. What is 5 million naira? So why would he not do it again? Because it's very laughable. It is very laughable. Why will he? What are the chances that he will not assault his domestic staff, any other person he sees on the road, his workers, his secretary, his wife even? Because he was let go with just a slap, no suspension, nothing, just one tacky apology that he made publicly. He wasn't even asked to step down while the investigation was being conducted. In same climes, Ned Nwoko is not supposed to be actively serving as a senator right now in Nigeria until investigation. Shebi, you say you know beat am, no problem. But investigations have to be conducted, witnesses have to be called up. Then we will know who is saying the truth. Whether it was her that carried stones out of nothing as a crazy person and just started destroying your house. Many allegations, heavy, hefty allegations have been made about you, not just from this wife alone. Every small thing you label them drug abusers, drug addicts. That is clearly a pattern, and this pattern needs to be investigated because you're the constant here. You are the constant. Every other woman in your life is a variable. Why are they always tagged? Why do they have the need? Even if that is true, why do they have the need or feel the need to go on these illegal substances while married to you? These are the questions nobody is asking. Till today, he only granted that interview. I am sure it was him that called for that man on channels to interview him just so that he comes to clear the doubt or the whatever his name a bit. And he goes, he has never thought he lost his wife and his children. Who asked you that one? Who asked you? Did you or did you not? If so, defend yourself. Where were you on the day or on the night of this incident? Between what time? What role do you have to play in all of this? And now you have just defied all others. You're dealing with the highest command in police authority. You're working hand in hand with him. Arrest somebody. What are his offenses? What are his offenses? Why is nobody talking about this? The reason is because a senator went on to do such a thing and was let go. There were no consequences. No damage done to his career, his political career, no damage done to his reputation, no damage done. He had nothing to lose. He was only made to pay 5 million naira fine. That was his bail conditions. But in this case, like the people have said, the family members involved have said that the bail has been set. They have been able to meet their bail conditions. Suddenly, that they now remember that the accused said something, he made a statement, and then they cancelled the bail conditions that they had given to the family. Just make it make sense. Please, just make this talk now make sense. A whole judge has brought set out bail conditions. You guys go and meet these bail conditions, and then this person will be granted bail, right? No problem. He probably went on break or his phone buzzed and he received a call, and he comes back to say no, we withdraw that statement, we don't grant you bail anymore because you made a statement while being held. This is It's not going to end here. It is not going to end here. See the case of our Senate President, Senator Akpabio, and Senator Natasha. With all the allegations, the lady said, I want you people to carry out an investigation. Investigate this my accusation. Investigate it. What did they do instead? They suspended her for 6 straight months, withdrew all privileges that she deserves as a senator, including her escorts. Withdrew everything. Is she free yet? She is not free. Because just the other day, after her Thanksgiving, 2 years Thanksgiving in office, she wanted to travel for just 1 week of rest and she was denied that at the airport. Her passport was withheld. Orders from Senator Akpabio. Oppression, you use your power, you use your office, public office, to oppress both your colleagues and common Nigerians. And now we are hearing what's on the street, according to what Regina Daniels herself posted, a message from her mother stating that they have ordered for her own arrest. Meaning she too is going to go inside. This man is just on an arresting spree. What are the modalities? What is the technicalities of carrying out such arrests? Are there not supposed to be guidelines? Are there not supposed to be, okay, you can't just declare somebody, order us to go and arrest somebody. What offense has this person committed? Then even after the person tells you, okay, he committed this, it's your word against the person, right? Why are you denying them access to counsel? Why are you not doing your own, carrying out your own investigation? Why? Because powers, monies have exchanged hands. Envelopes have exchanged hands. You owed me a favor 15 years ago, so this is the time to repay that favor. You must do as I say. If not, you be my bad book. That is just what it is. Due process, nothing. They have disregarded rule of law. They have disregarded human rights. They have disregarded police policies. Your own code of conduct as the Nigeria police, you have disregarded and flouted each and every one with your full chest. You owe no one, nobody, an explanation. If not, all this justice for, cry for, free this, free that, why wouldn't it have generated an uproar in your Senate meeting? And you'll be called by the Senate president, come, and this thing we've been hearing, is it true? But why will he call you? Why will he address it when he himself is being accused of the same offenses? Why? There is no, it's just going to keep spiraling downwards until we get our back against the wall where nobody can tolerate it again, and then we'll bounce back. That is the revolution that they want. That is what they probably want, which will not end well for everybody involved. Which will not end well. So why would you rather that than this one that we are calling you to be accountable? Look at how the US getting involved with the massacre of Christians in Nigeria. Look at how it has made everybody sit up, all stakeholders in security in Nigeria. They are now running like headless chickens. The point I want to state in this video, like I said earlier, number one, nobody is above the law. There are laws, there are codes, there's law in our constitution which is binding on all citizens, that there are punishments. There is this thing for physical assault, for sexual assault on any citizen, regardless of what position, what office you occupy. But clearly these laws are made for just common people, because all of you in positions of authority have violated this conduct in one way or the other. We are just being led by foolish people. We that are wise are just being led and governed and ruled by very foolish set of people, and we continue to permit it, we continue to allow it until we are affected by it, until we are directly affected by this. We will not know how bad it is. We will not know how much grief, how much hurt, how much betrayal, how much sadness victims have to go through, victims have to endure. We won't know. Why? Because it does not affect us. Therefore, it is none of my business. But one day, sooner or later, it will be your business. Sooner or later, it will be your business. Then now imagine where your hands are tied. You can't run to anybody for help, because anybody you go to for help is declining because of what they stand to lose. Because every fabric of our society has been eaten and corroded by corruption. There is nobody to speak up. There is nobody in position of authority with integrity. They've all sold their souls to the devil. And we're all here for it. Shifting the blame on the situation, on the matter on ground. And we are saying, blaming the girl. After all, you were enjoying alone. After all, you said if we could not cry in Lamborghini, then we should not talk to you. Who amongst you comes to display your moments of sadness on social media? Everybody displays only the good parts, only the good jolly part. That is what you show off on social media. Nobody comes to show on social media, oh, my husband and I just got in a big fight, in a big altercation, we exchanged words. Nobody has ever posted anything of that magnitude on social media. And then we leave the person, the justice we are supposed to fight for, while she is still alive, while she's still sane, to enjoy, to live, to be to the benevolence of our collective act and solidarity. While she's still alive, we're there shouting for justice for people that are dead, that cannot even benefit from it anymore. We are fighting causes for people that are dead. Meanwhile, the person alive that is crying, that is begging for help, putting hashtags, calling on people, we are there bashing her because we feel like she enjoyed alone. So leave us out of your suffering, because we're not part of. How were you supposed to be part of her enjoyment? Guys, I'll just end here. I'm beginning to get very emotional and I don't like it. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a massive thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to this channel yet, please, I beg you to please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button so that you are notified whenever I release a new video. To my returning subscribers, thank you so much for rewatching. And if you've not caught up with our recent videos, do well to go through old videos, channel. Thank you so much. Give this video, like I said earlier, a massive thumbs up. Leave your comments in the comment section, and I'll see you again in my next one. For now.